Dear students, in this video we are going to discuss about blood coagulation. Okay, so in some injuries, some hemorrhage or loss of blood will be occurs in some cases of the injuries of outer layer of your skin and some blood vessels injury also. So the blood coagulation is the essential process to clot your blood at the site of injury, right? So blood coagulation, also known as clotting, right? Blood coagulation or clotting is are the same words. Okay, so clotting is the process by which the blood changes from liquid to gel by forming a blood clot, right? So it is the process of changing from a liquid to the gel, right? Gel will be directly formed into the hemostasis and it will be formed into the stabilized clot, right? So here the coagulation involves in the activation, adhesion, aggression of platelets. So what are the essential blood cells to involved in the coagulation process? Platelets, right? Of course platelets, as well as the deposition and maturation of the fibrin. So platelets having the fibrin, it is the fiber, right? So it is a kind of protein. So coagulation involves in the activation, adhesion and aggression of platelets, as well as deposition and maturation of fibrin will also be occurs at the same time. So here we need to discuss about the clotting is a sequential process that involves in the interaction of a numerous blood components called the coagulation factors. There are 13 principal coagulation factors in all. Each of these has been assigned a Roman numbers from 1 to 13. Okay. So what are the 13 factors are involved in the sequential process of interaction of the numerous blood components are called coagulation factors. So about that coagulation factors we need to discuss in next video. What are the coagulation factors will be available. But here we need to discuss about the crucial points. What are the process? What is the process involved in the coagulation process? So coagulation process, right? So coagulation process can be initiated. Coagulation process can be initiated through the activation of two separate pathways uh, designated in extrinsic pathway and intrinsic pathway. So here we need to observe the extrinsic or intrinsic pathways. Both of the pathways are for clotting factor. Clotting, it is the ultimate um, goal or ultimately the clotting will be occurs there in the both the pathways. What are the pathways? Extrinsic pathway and intrinsic pathway. So both the pathways results in the production of the factor 10. So once again I am repeating. So coagulation will be initiated through the activation of two separate pathways designated by extrinsic pathway and intrinsic pathway. Both the pathways are results in the production of factor 10. So the factor 10, what is the factor 10? I will explain. What are the factors from 1 to 13? I will explain in next video. But here we need to discuss about the pathway. So activation of these factors makes beginning the so-called pathway of coagulation. So which results in the formation of blood clot. Okay. So in this pathway, there are two pathways of coagulation will be there, right? So here in this video we are going to discussing about the intrinsic pathway and extrinsic pathway and the clotting factors we will discuss in next video. Okay. So this is the crucial pathway. Intrinsic pathway will be most probably occurred when the injuries will be occurs in your body. Okay. So in the intrinsic pathway, factor number 12 will be activated into the factor number 12A. Okay. So the 12A will be again converted into the 11A in presence of calcium plus ions. And then the 11A is the 11A, factor 11A will be converted into the factor 9A from the factor 9 only. So from the factor 9 and in presence of calcium plus ions. Okay, so here again calcium ions will be required to uh, mm, required to start the factors or activate the factors presenting in that. So calcium, it is an catalyst. It will be involved in the process of the making some net-like structure. So all those factors will be immediately formed in presence of all these. So this calcium pathway, again it will be divided, again it will be uh, activated in presence of calcium plus ions, the factor number 10, and factor number 10 again converted into the factor number 10A. So the factor number 10A is the catalyst to conversion of prothrombin into thrombin. So again the thrombin contain fibrin monomers. Number of fibrin monomers will be presenting like that. So fibrin coming from the fibrinogen. So thrombin is a factor that activate the fibrinogen into the fibrin. Fibrin again converted into the fibrin monomer. Right. So these fibrin monomers again it will be again it requires the factor number 13. That factor number 13 again converted into in presence 13A in presence of thrombin. So from fibrin monomers, from thrombin and 13 factor number 13A, it will be formed into the fibrin clot. So both the thrombin and fibrin will combine together and form a stabilized clot. Okay. So here we need to discuss. I am going to repeat once again. This is an easy topic. Everyone have to learn about the coagulation. This is an important topic also. So that's why the blood coagulation or clotting is the process, right, by which the blood changes from liquid to a gel, forming a blood clot, right. So blood will be ultimately clotting. The ultimate goal of the coagulation or coagulation means is only the clotting or stop the hemorrhage or stop the flowing of blood or stop the blood loss. So the coagulation involves in the activation, adhesion, aggregation of platelets. Okay, what are the major blood cells involved in the coagulation? Platelets. As well as after completion of adhesion and aggregation, the deposition and maturation will also spontaneously occurs. So clotting is a sequential process that involves in the interaction of numerous blood components called coagulation factors. There are 13 principal coagulation factors in all, and each of these has been assigned a Roman number from 1 to 13. Okay. So coagulation is initiated from the activation of two separate pathways designated by intrinsic pathway and extrinsic pathway. So intrinsic pathway, it is the most commonest pathway when occurs into the hemorrhage. So both the pathways are results in the production of the factor 10 only. So factor 10 will be ultimately produce the prothrombin into thrombin, fibrinogen into fibrin, and thrombin into fibrin clot. So fibrin monomers and fibrin clot and in presence of thrombin, it will be formed stabilized clot. So students, you can observe this figure carefully and write down and learn about that coagulation pathway. It is the most important pathway to learn about the coagulation. So in both the pathways there will be a small difference. I will explain about that pathways in next videos. So please do subscribe my channel and share with your friends and hit on like button. If anything doubts are found, you can comment me on comment box. Thank you.